Elizabeth II, one of the most recognizable figures in world history, not only ruled Britain for over 7 decades, but also became a living symbol of an era, preserving majesty and elegance throughout her reign. Every public appearance was always imbued with a sense of royal grace, and her choice of jewelry highlighted her status as a monarch and her deep connection to traditions. Among the richest jewelry collections belonging to the Queen, her necklaces hold a special place. They not only adorned her during memorable moments, but also carried historical significance. Each necklace is a symbol of royal power and family memory, gifts passed down through generations. What secrets lie behind the pearls and diamonds that adorned Elizabeth II's neck during the most iconic events of her life? Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. We'll start with the necklace of South African diamonds owned by the Queen. During a long post-war tour of the royal family in South Africa in the spring of 1947, Princess Elizabeth celebrated her 21st birthday and received 21 large diamonds, the largest of which was 10 carats, along with smaller baguette and diamonds forming a long necklace. The diamonds were presented along with a gift at the youth ball, where a nearby microphone caught her gasp of delight as she unveiled her treasure. The necklace quickly became a favorite. The princess referred to it as "my best diamonds," and it was one of her first significant gifts received before the enormous number of jewels she would receive at her wedding later that same year. In 1952, the necklace was shortened from 21 to 15 large diamonds, which were used to create a bracelet along with a 6-carat diamond gifted by De Beers during the tour of South Africa. However, after the South African government adopted an apartheid strategy, the Queen rarely wore her South African diamonds, setting them aside until her visit to South Africa in 1995, when she was welcomed by President Nelson Mandela. The Queen wore the South African diamonds at other events related to South Africa. After the Queen's passing, the only one who has worn this piece of jewelry so far is Queen Camilla. Another stunning piece of jewelry is the diamond festoon necklace of King George VI. In 1950, King George VI commissioned a diamond necklace from Garrard, using 105 cluster diamonds that were among the heirlooms inherited from him, previously used by Queen Mary to alter the length of her numerous diamond cluster necklaces. The necklace consists of 3 strands of graduated cluster diamonds suspended between 2 diamond triangles, with 1 strand of cluster diamonds at the back. Although it is reported that the necklace was commissioned by the king for his elder daughter and heir, Princess Elizabeth, his wife, Queen Elizabeth, apparently wore it to dinner during the state visit of France to Britain in 1950. By the time of her accession to the throne in 1952, the diamond festoon necklace had undoubtedly become part of Queen Elizabeth II's collection, which she altered by removing 10 diamonds in 1953. The Queen first wore the diamond festoon necklace during a 6-month tour of Commonwealth countries. By the mid-1950s, the diamond garland necklace had become a favorite piece for the Queen. She wore the diamond festoon necklace at least 10 times during state openings of Parliament. By the 1980s, appearances in this necklace declined as the Queen preferred to wear more modern necklaces from her collection, although it did make occasional appearances. In the later years of her reign, the Queen wore the diamond festoon necklace at state openings of Parliament, as well as during her final state visit to the United States. After the Queen's passing, the necklace did not remain untouched. It has been worn by Princess Catherine as well as Queen Camilla, but we cannot overlook the Queen's beloved pearls, namely the 3-strand pearl necklace. When the Queen ascended the throne in 1952, she had a 2-strand pearl necklace, pearls from Queen Anne and Queen Caroline, along with a small 3-strand pearl necklace that was a Silver Jubilee gift from her grandfather, King George V, in 1935. To compensate for the large 3-strand pearl necklace that remained with the Queen Mother, the Queen commissioned a 3-strand pearl necklace using graduated size pearls from the family collection, secured with a small diamond clasp dot. The Queen began wearing the 3-strand pearl necklace during her 6-month tour of Commonwealth countries before it became a staple part of her everyday wardrobe, although she continued to wear the pearls of King George V throughout the 1950s and 1960s. By the 1970s, the 3-strand pearl necklace had become an essential part of the Queen's wardrobe, worn almost daily alongside her extensive collection of brooches at royal events, during tours and state visits abroad. In recent decades, the Queen's 3-strand pearl necklace has become a signature element of her appearance, alongside her monochromatic coats, hats, and brooches, which she last wore during her Platinum Jubilee parade. The Queen took the pearls with her to Balmoral Castle, where they were worn when the Queen appointed Liz Truss as Prime Minister just 2 days before her death. Unlike the Queen's other jewelry, which may not be worn publicly for decades, the three-strand pearl necklace appeared less than 10 days after the Queen wore it, on Princess Anne, who first donned the pearls during a visit to Glasgow ahead of the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. Since then, Princess Anne has often worn this necklace. Now let's move on to the next piece of jewelry. This truly unique piece is known as the Godman Emerald Necklace. This stunning necklace, made of emeralds and diamonds, consists of a scroll from which 7 diamond and emerald pendants are suspended. It was acquired by Frederick, Duke of Devonshire in Bavaria in the 1890s, who believed it could be traced back to Empress Josephine. In 1965, 2 daughters of Godman decided to gift the necklace to the Queen, and although the origin from Empress Josephine was not confirmed, the Queen was nonetheless pleased to receive the necklace and invited the sisters to Buckingham Palace to thank them in person. The Queen first showcased the Godman Emerald Necklace alongside the Vladimir Tiara at a state banquet in Rideau Hall, Canada, during the celebration of Canada's centennial in 1967. The Queen paid tribute to her contentious French connections by pairing the Godman Emerald Necklace with the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara at a banquet hosted by French President François Mitterrand at the French Embassy in London during a state visit from France to Britain in 1984. Overall, she wore it at various events. Currently, the Godman Emerald Necklace has remained in storage for the past 2 decades. Now let's move on to the Greville Ruby Floral Bandeau. In 1907, the Honorable Miss Greville commissioned this stunning floral bandeau with rubies and diamonds from Boucheron in Paris. It consisted of large rubies forming a delicate floral pattern in the shape of a distinctive triangle with a large pear-shaped diamond pendant. Lady Margaret Greville, the Honorable Miss Greville, was not depicted wearing the Boucheron ruby necklace, and after her death in 1942, much of her magnificent collection of jewelry, all valued over £100, was inherited by Queen Elizabeth. When the jewels arrived at the Queen's residence several months later, the press drew unwanted attention to the contents of a black trunk with initials, which contained numerous pieces from Miss Greville. When Princess Elizabeth married Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark in 1947, she received the Greville ruby necklace as a wedding gift from her mother, Queen Elizabeth. However, she did not wear it immediately. It took her several years to debut the exquisite piece. After ascending to the throne, the Queen wore the Greville ruby necklace at a banquet in honor of her coronation. In the mid-1950s and through the mid-1960s, the Queen wore this necklace fairly frequently at various events. Then, the Greville ruby necklace vanished from public view for nearly 2 decades until it reappeared at the state opening of Parliament in 1983. It was also worn with the state diadem of George IV in an official portrait in 1987, after which it disappeared again. 3 decades later, the Greville ruby necklace appeared on the neck of the Duchess of Cambridge. The following year, the Queen wore the Greville ruby bandeau for the first time in over 30 years. Since then, the necklace has not been worn publicly, but let's hope we will see it again soon. Please write in the comments which piece of jewelry you like the most.